Yo. What's up? How everybody doing this Sunday morning? Mr. Will, how you feeling today?
Great in yourself, my brother. Everything's good. Thanks for asking.
Man, I can't complain, man.
Yes,
Let's get these sponsors out of the way real quick. 5-time champ in 3 different weight divisions. You know, the hard hitting. They always keep his name in their mouth. Gervonta Tank Davis. Redesigning minds, one mind at a time. You know, a mind is a terrible thing to waste. Under Armour, thanks for all you do for the gym and the community. Last but not least, Box Raw. Let me go through holler at the people, then we can get started, Mr. Will.
No problem.
Coach Cal, Coach Kenny, and the team, they on their way to press conference tomorrow, DC. Now, man, if you can make it, come on out.
Yeah. I would love to. I gotta work.
Trizzy Money, what's happening? Antonio King, what's going on? Keisha Evans, how you feeling? The Queen, Miss Mona, good Sunday morning, Rize family. What's going on, Miss Mona? Eric, what's happening? How you feel? Isaiah McCoy, what's going on? Terry and Pinkney, what's happening? Leah Luciano, what's up, champ? D1, what's going on? How you feeling? G-Man, how you feeling? Matthew Bishop, Boxes Jaguar 40, what's going on? Whatchamacallit? Timothy Stoudemire, what's happening? Jay Cropper, what's going on? Ryan Allen, Mill City Boxing, what's going on, Mill City Boxing? True Sports Talk TV, what's going on, Antonio Banderas, what's happening, champ? Nephew Joshua Furlong, what's going on? The Chosen One, what's happening? G to PT, how you feeling? Oh my God, Showtime the Guy, what's going on? Thug and D, Platinum Alkaline Water, yo. How everybody feeling? Which one? Yes. I'm in there. Hold on 1 second, Mr. Will. I forgot to do. Hold on 1 second.
Not a problem.
All right. One thing. I was rushing this morning.
I got it.
You see the fights last night?
Yeah. I watched the Fury card and the Estrada Chocolatito card.
What you think about it?
Well, the Fury deal, I'm not a big Fury fan personally. I really can't. I'm trying, they say if you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything. So we're going to talk about the Chocolatito fight. And really, you know what I'm saying? That's all I can say about that. And Fury did what he usually does. I don't appreciate it. It's just not something that holds my attention. It's sort of like I'll sit there and try to get through his fights, but it's like watching paint dry,
Sometimes it be like that.
Yeah. But the Chocolatito deal did not disappoint.
It didn't? I said it didn't?
No, not at all. Not at all. That is my personal preference, a type of fight I like to see. That fight was high. It was like what I consider them. They're like highly skilled brawlers.
Okay.
They mind being in the pocket all night long, but could see the skill level there too. It's not two guys just standing in front of each other trying to, knock each other's brains out. Of course, that's what they're doing, but you can also see a lot of technique involved too with these guys.
The art.
Yes, you can see the art, definitely. Yeah, but Estrada won last night. He didn't look good the last fight when they fought. And in my opinion, last night he got some.
I'm listening, Mr. Will.
Okay. Now I was saying last night he got a little redemption because the the last time they fought. Like last night was the third time they fought.
Okay.
And so far, they've given now Estrada 2 of the 3. Chocolatito won the first one, Estrada won the second and third. But that second fight, he didn't win, but they gave it to him anyway. But I think last night he won. But it's arguable because the fight was extremely close. I would have been satisfied with the draw, actually. You know, it was a good fight. It was definitely entertaining. It was a good one. But like I said, me personally, I'm a big Estrada fan anyway. I like Jose. What is it? What is his name? Carlos. So I forgot his whole name, but I know Estrada's last name. I can't even think of his whole name right now. But I like Estrada a lot. I've been watching him for some years now. I think since around 2012. And the first time I saw him, I was impressed with him. So anytime he's on, I'll watch him. And Chocolatito, you know, everybody knows that really knows the game, knows about Chocolatito. And he's legit, of course. He had that one hiccup that night against Soren Visai, but
Mill City Boxing said he thought Chocolatito got robbed last night.
See, that's what I'm saying. Didn't I say it was arguable? That's what I'm saying. You know, somebody else might feel different than I did. I talked to a buddy of mine earlier. He said the same thing. He thinks Chocolatito got robbed, but I think Estrada won a lot of the early to mid rounds. He won up, I would say, at least the first 6 or 7. And then Estrada came on late. But I think it was a little too late. And then Estrada was still in there. So that's why I had to lean that way. But, I mean, I understand my man's point, too. That's why I said a draw would have been a more fair decision.
A draw?
Yeah.
See, I'm mad. Like, I missed it all. I had to work last night, so I missed both cards.
Yeah, I understand. Well, Fury card that came on early. I watched that about that came on around like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 1 or 2 in the afternoon.
They were fighting in the UK, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mill City Boxing. Here go the link. Jump on real quick. I'll let you chop it up real quick. Hit that link, Mill City. Hey, Mr. Will, what you think about this? Ron Garcia, is he juicing?
I've heard he's big as I don't know what right now. I haven't seen him, but I've heard.
Hold on, let me do something real quick. Unheard of, hey baby. All right, y'all. I don't know how she keep finding her way back, but she's a pain in my ass. But she keep getting the link again and again and again to come back on the show. She can hold her own though with the best of them. So I'm gonna bring her on in with the nice Coach Brandy.
Okay.
What's going on? What's going on?
What's up, Coach Brandy? How you feeling?
I feel good. Out and about to get ready for the football Sunday.
Oh, that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
What's that?
What's going on? Did you see any fights last night?
You know, I seen some highlights. I didn't get a chance to see any of the fights in full.
I ain't even get to see no highlights.
Yeah, I saw that Tyson kind of beat up on Derek a little bit. Not even a little bit, a lot.
No,
for the fourth time. For the fourth time.
Yeah. So, hopefully Derek can go off in the sunset with his money, enjoy his family, because it's about that time.
Yeah, for sure.
It's about that time. What's going on with y'all though, fellas? What's going on in the chat?
We were just talking about the Ron Garcia. Is he juicing?
That's the word on the street.
Yeah, I seen Tank tweeting about that the other day. Or what was that, yesterday?
Yeah, I'm just saying, but like, it ain't no stranger to them over there.
No. Then he said he get tested out here.
That's the same thing that held Pacquiao in Floyd.
Yeah.
It's a possibility, you know. I mean, especially now today, fighters. You see fighters getting popped left and right.
Oh yeah.
Today, so you can't never deny it. His build has changed. There's no way you can dispute that. I mean, it's definitely changed. Don't know what he been doing, but either way, them steroids ain't gonna save him.
Oh, thank you, Coach Brandon. Thank you. Because I'm gonna tell you like this: I've seen some boys on the juice over the years. They got their ass handed to them. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's not the save. That's not the cure all.
Yeah, them steroids. Now, dangerous as they are, you know, I'm not saying they're not dangerous or nothing like that. They are dangerous. They do allow you increased stamina, you know, and a durability and whatnot, and that's dangerous once you start going into championship fights. Because it is a lot about your preparation, but they ain't gonna give him that boxing skill. They ain't gonna teach him how to move his head.
I'm gonna give you a classic example of what you're talking about. De La Hoya, Fernando Vargas. Fernando Vargas was, juicing and got stuff and beat out of him regardless. It doesn't really win fights.
No, it won't give you the skill. It won't give you the skill.
They won't give you the skill. Simple as that.
Yeah, it won't give you the skill. So hopefully Ryan is being clean. We wouldn't want to see that. That takes away from a fight. Takes away from a fight. So don't nobody want to see that.
No.
Why would a fighter refuse testing though?
Right.
You know, I saw Ryan, you know, say he didn't refuse, say it wasn't even asked. I don't know, but when a fighter is refusing testing, that's very sketchy. That's all I can say. It's very sketchy. What are you trying to mask or hide? It's a good question. I think when Manny and Floyd was going, the thing about Manny's team, they came out with so many ridiculous reasons why not to do it. Really? It was I'm scared of needles, and then he had all of these tattoos on his body.
Right.
So it was like, dang, they gotta just. I don't know what they trying to do, but like the excuses even are terrible. So
they are. I agree.
I don't know why they do what they do. Hopefully not.
All right, hold up. I got Mill City Boxing. He been trying to come on and chop it up with us. So I'm gonna bring him in, see what he want to talk about and join the conversation with us today.
Not a problem.
What's going on, fellas? What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you for having us on.
How you doing,
bro? Hello. Nice
so let's talk about some of these fights that just came on yesterday, huh? What would you have to say the most intriguing fight for y'all was?
Well, for me,
you gotta inform us because I didn't see.
Yeah, for me, it was the I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, that definitely stole the show because I mean, from round 1 to 12, your eyes are glued, right? But I would have to say that early fight with Tyson Fury. I mean, we all know that heavyweight fights be sloppy.
Yeah, they're really hard to watch nowadays.
Wow, it looked like Fury just really didn't do much in training camp.
When he got hit with
like he just got the bag. Right. So I mean, Cesaro's a tough dude. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it even lasted 10. But I really don't want to see Tyson Fury fight anybody under the top 5. I mean, over the top 5 because it's just like it's not fun to watch. You know what I'm saying? Like UK will support heavyweight boxing to its fullest, way more than us Americans. But in the same time, in the same token, I will have to say that like get that Usyk smoke. You know what I'm saying? I'm very curious. I mean, I like Tyson Fury, but he didn't look sharp to me at all yesterday.
Yeah.
I have a question. Does he ever really look sharp?
I mean, fighting Wilder, I feel like he had to be sharp. Let's be honest. Your defense got to be on point with Wilder. And that's why I kind of look at it. Is it the training camp? I feel like he took a back seat on it, you know?
Yeah, he did.
Hold on, Will. Let me ask you a question. Are you saying that you're not a fan of Tyson Fury's style?
That's exactly.
Nah,
what
I'm a fan.
saying.
I'm a fan of Tyson Fury.
You
The
are.
thing about it is that, we all wanted to see Joshua. We got to see Wilder 3 times. Great. I don't want to see the 4th.
No.
I would like to see him against Joe Joyce, honestly. I mean, 2 slow fighters, but I think Joyce got that size that could give Tyson Fury some trouble, plus the punch. What you guys think about that?
Me personally, I'm not a fan of the division. I haven't seen one heavyweight that really holds my. This is not your grandfather's heavyweight division.
What about the young boy, Jared Anderson?
You're talking about Big Baby, right?
Yeah.
Not impressed. I said, I judge fight on competition. Why the old heavyweight ring? Because they had guys that were equally as good that could give them greatness status. If you're fighting a bunch of tomato cans, or what have you, then you're going to look superior. That's the deal right now with Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, number one, is bigger than everybody. Not that he has the physique that we're used to, but he is bigger than everybody else that he gets in the ring, and taller and longer, so he has just so much reach on everybody. He's towering over everybody he fights. Like you were talking about the Usyk deal. It almost looks like a mismatch. I never care. I've been saying this for years, y'all. I personally think they need to separate the heavyweight division like the amateurs. They need to have a heavyweight and a super heavyweight division.
I agree.
I've been saying that for a lot of years. Like back during the day, I just never liked the size differential.
That's a good one, Will, for sure. I definitely agree on that. But
hey, Mill City, what's your name? What's your name? I want
my name is George.
George. Are you on your phone or your laptop?
I'm on my phone.
You gotta move your phone because I'm getting an echo from your phone. The way you got it sitting, I guess you got to sit on something that's echoing off.
Yeah,
off
I hate it.
Okay. How about now?
Yeah, it's good now.
Yeah.
Okay. So, guys, pivoting it off on that the zone card.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there was 2 robberies. I think that co-main event was a robbery too.
You know what? That card was so pedestrian. I don't even remember the co-main event. We got to bring that one back, Jimmy.
Yeah, so I don't really know the guys' names, but I know that the Mexican dude, he just came off of a loss. He's a very explosive guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He has horrible footwork, and it seemed to me that his opponent kind of broke his hand in like the 6th or 7th round.
Potato card.
Yeah, right before that. Right
did.
before that one.
Yeah,
What do you think about that decision? I mean, just giving it to that dude. I mean, he didn't land that many punches.
No, he didn't. No, yeah, it was a bad fight. That fight really should have been stopped, as far as I'm concerned, because the other guy ran so many rounds and was throwing maybe a punch every round, or maybe every other round. So I couldn't begin to even. It really just looked terrible. It didn't look good for the sport.
Yeah, I mean, I like I say, the zone. You know what I'm saying? They be suspects for sure.
Yeah.
I want to ask y'all a question real quick. I want to know if y'all saw Devin and Shakur on live with Bill.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
Y'all didn't see it?
I did.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that, Coach B?
I think it's hilarious. But I think it's good. I think it's really good to see all of 135 for like the first time. I feel like we might be closer than ever to finally getting some of the more decent fights out of the division that we've been calling for the past 4 years.
Yeah.
I think right now we might be the closest we've ever been. Seeing how we're going to get Tank and Ryan, seeing how we look like we're going to get Devin and Loma. And then from there, if we get Shakur in that mix, I just think we got a nice couple of exciting years up. So we might be finally getting to that era where we can actually name these guys, the four kings that they supposed to be, and hopefully we get to see them.
Hey, Coach Brandy, let me ask you a question because I was kind of curious about this interview.
Mhm.
Shakur said, Bill, you said if shit get hot at 135, we going to 140. And Bill got real serious, like, Shakur, what the fuck did you just say?
Wow.
Was he supposed to say that?
Right.
Yikes!
Yeah, he said
Yikes!
if it get hot at 135, we going to 140. You think that's what he might have meant by that?
Well, you can run, you can't hide.
That's true.
Everybody is gonna be moving up so now. But once you see that right now, it's no reason. Devin already looked a little funny, so Devin might move up soon. But I think he's gonna stay around for Loma, and if another big fight gonna come, he gonna stay. But you can't run. Everybody's gonna keep going up. These boys' ceiling probably won't stop to 54. And I'm talking about if they continue into old age, because they're still relatively young.
Right.
You know,
that's steep.
That is steep. But if you go back in history and you've seen fighters that started welterweight, super welterweight, and finished at light heavy or finished, Roy went from what? Middleweight all the way up?
Yeah. I mean, those are special fighters, I got to say. Definitely special fighters, but I can see them probably doing a catch weight in between, 47 and 54.
Absolutely.
Or maybe just one of those, like, those money grab fights. Nothing for a title, but something huge.
Absolutely.
I've got to ask a question. You just mentioned a name that I want to bring up or piggyback off of. And you said that you used the word special. Do you think Roy Jones was special? Really?
Who's that question to?
Everybody. I'm just asking, in general, do you guys think that Roy Jones was special?
Physically,
absolutely.
Yes.
I mean, if you talk about when like the first thing that comes to my mind when it's pound for pound is Roy Jones. Like that's the first person that comes through my mind.
For me personally, not so much. And I'm going to tell you why I feel the way I feel. Roy was a master of selling himself. I'll give him that. But Roy never really fought top competition. I mean, he fought 3 recognizable names his whole career. And then he made a couple recognizable. But what I'm getting at, in his heyday, he fought James Toney, Bernard Hopkins, and Virgil Hill. And Virgil Hill was like a slot machine. He was a one-armed bandit. He only fought off one side. You know, he just used his left constantly, like the guy last night. That was it for him. But he went all the way to a championship like that, which was amazing, which told you how weak the division was at that time. But Roy, the problem I always had with Roy fought school teachers, crossing guards, construction workers, cops, EMTs. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everything but full-time fighters, other than the 3 guys I named. All these other guys had other jobs. Then Roy was never really what I would consider a technical boxer. What got Roy over was reflex. He was a reflex fighter. He had excellent reflexes. I'll give him that. But as far as he couldn't even talk boxing when he had the opportunity. And what I mean by that, when he was on HBO with Jim Lampley, all he was a see and say. Jim Lampley would say something. Yeah, Jim, you're right. He does have the, all he did was
sound just like him. He sounded just like him.
This is what I'm gonna say though. I loved Roy back when I started watching boxing, but I agree with you that Roy was never a fundamental technical boxer. He was what you call physically gifted.
That's like I said,
talented,
physically gifted in his speed and his reflex and his ability to do that stuff. But sometimes that would make you float to the top. You know what I'm saying? Some people ain't never gonna be technicians and that ain't their game. You gotta do what make you float to the top. And if you relying on your speed and your power and that get you there, That's what gets you there.
But see, what got him there, this is another fact that a lot of people don't know. And I'm going to put this out there too. For a nice portion of Roy's career, after a while, Roy was managing himself. So in turn, he had the opportunity to pick and choose opponents. So if you gave him a list of 20 names, he would start at number 20, work his way up to about 18, go back to 20 again, work up to about 18. See, that's why Tarver kept calling him out, because he knew what was going on. I knew what was going on. So, and then he knew in the back of his mind, Tarver had his number. That's why he tried to avoid him as much as he could. Tarver called him out for about a solid 3 years. Everywhere he was, he would make it a point to be there and jump on a fight with Roy. So he did it so much that he irritated Roy enough to coaxing him into a fight.
See, I don't really want to get engaged too much into this conversation because, like, I feel like those three names that you mentioned, Bernard Hopkins, James Toney, those names are like special fighters, other special fighters themselves. And like other names that you mentioned, like Tarver and some of the losses that he took, like Kawasaki, these are great fighters. And that's why we're complaining today that we're not seeing these great fights. And back in the day, they were doing it. You know what I'm saying? So the recognizable names that he won, I understand. But in the same token, I mean, remember back in those days, there was no they didn't have like the 75, the cruiserweight. You know what I'm saying? What was it? The bantamweight? They went straight from like
cruiser's been around since the 80s.
Yeah, so it went cruiserweight. Now we got bantam. No, now we got we got right under 200 is cruiserweight. Then you got something else, right? So he skipped all that. Yeah, he just skipped all that. Went to straight heavyweight. So I gotta tip my hat to him when it comes to that. But pivoting back at that 135 division, we still got other names too to mention. We got Michelle Rivera versus Frank Martin. That's a great fight coming up. And then you also got that Olympian, the Cuban guy. I forget his name right now. He gonna be a monster. Andy Cruz, going to be a monster.
I know you're talking about.
Somebody to look out for.
But did he get going yet?
Yeah, we trying to get rid of these. We trying to get a fight with these old names first.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Them young guys, we know they coming, but we trying to deal with these old guys first. And as far as Roy Jones, man, Roy Jones, he caught your attention. He made you want to watch his fight. And until his athleticism, his speed left him, he was dominating.
He was.
Against what?
Now you still gotta give him his credit because when Roy Jones fought, he was see it.
Tony Martin, the punching postman. This guy was a mailman. I'm just saying, Ricky Frazier was a cop. I mean, like I said, I could back up what I'm saying.
But there wasn't much money back in the day, right?
But the thing about that is, Will, everybody was doing that back in the day. Because like you said, it wasn't no money. Everybody, all old fighters was working.
Promoters was taking money from left and right from these fighters.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he fought, he was fighting guys. Like, he fought my man Sosa, Murky Sosa, one of the hardest hitters.
Two left leg Sosa, the man looked like
that. Yeah, Murky two left leg Sosa.
I've seen that in my life.
That's my guy. That's my guy.
But he just had crazy legs. That's all.
He do. He still got him. He still got him.
Oh yeah.
He still got him to this day. But Roy said Murky missed the punch and it hit. It felt like he hit him hard.
Yeah, I can. But yeah,
Murky could hit.
Strong guy, definitely.
Yeah, Murky is strong, and he came up a super hard way. Murky didn't have people on his team that kind of moved him in certain ways. Because when you think about it, all fighters get moved a certain way. That's the name of the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I'm putting in money into you, I'm investing into you, I want this money to go as far as it can.
Of course.
And that's the beautiful thing about Tank, you know what I'm saying, is that like a lot of people want to talk shit about his resume, which is no reason anybody should be talking shit about his resume, period, right? But at the same time, he left a little bit of room to get these belts for when that money really comes, it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna matter. You know what I'm saying? So you get the legacy and money all in the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So I love it, Coach B. You did dead on point on that one.
The more I start understanding the business of boxing, it make more sense to me.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, that's where it's at right now.
A
It's
lot of
more
people don't
business
understand the
than
business.
boxing nowadays. You know, it's like as they used to call wrestling, not wrestling, that fake wrestling on TV. You know, they call it sports entertainment, and that's where boxing is starting to head to me. You know what I mean? Back in the day, it was about legacy. These guys. That's why you had, as you always hear about the Four Kings: Leonard, Hearns, Hagler, and Duran, because these guys for everybody that was out there. You know, they fought everybody.
Yeah.
And that's why their names ring, because you know they duck no one. Where today it's the art of the dodge. You know, who can I avoid this guy, and that's, you know, that we're losing a lot of good fights. Really, I'm gonna tell you what, Mike Tyson did that his whole career. We missed out on a lot of fights that we should have seen Mike in.
Mm-hmm.
We missed out on a lot of fights, man. He was fighting guys like France Bolter, Clifford Etienne, when he could have been fighting David Tour. He could have fought Holyfield way sooner than he did. To name a few, he should have fought Ray Mercer. But see, all the guys I just named would have fought him back, and that's what he didn't want. So I'm saying Mike, like a bully on the street. If he knew his intimidation factor was going to carry him all the way through the fight, then that signed me up. Somebody that he knew he was going to meet some resistance, nah, not so much. He was able to avoid them, and he did avoid them. As the record shows, he could have even seen Spoony, Tim Witherspoon. I wanted to see him in there with some skill. But he was fighting Tyrell Biggs instead of Witherspoon. I'm just saying. He fought Bum Crusher Smith.
I think it's more people's team than it is fighters.
Yeah,
facts.
Than it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, one thing we always used to talk about in the office. These people been fighting their whole life.
Mm-hmm.
We're already crazy as fighters. We step in the ring and punch on people, okay? This is what we do. And when you say you're going to give me X amount of dollars to do it, I'm going to do it. I'm a prize fighter. So it's more so teams that might get in a fighter ear and say, don't do that, or stop this, you know what I'm saying? And stop things from moving. I think fighters are way more actually willing to fight each other, but the people who have the money behind them are not willing.
I agree. I know that's a big factor too. Totally.
Yeah, I think it's more so the teams. I think fighters, generally, I mean, you sign up to fight this much, you get to this stage, you're going to get money regardless, win or lose.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
You get in your, you know what I'm saying? Especially the big fight.
Yeah, that's why Crawford did what he did with Stanionis.
You getting win or lose millions of dollars. Some fighters, not all fighters, but
you just mentioned Crawford. I like Crawford, right? But I don't like his business sense at all. He is not a businessman. He has no clue on what to do when it comes down to business.
Well, not a lot of fighters do. That's why we have management.
No, some fighters do, but I think Bud, we can all unanimously agree. He don't know what he's doing.
They have no idea what he's doing.
So do you guys think that what he did was bad as far as take the Stanionis fight and not agree?
Well, right now,
David Nation, you mean?
I'm saying this about that. I don't mind him taking that fight because it's a stay busy fight that he needs. The guy's 35, 36 years old now.
Yeah, 35.
He's been on the shelf for a minute. So, yeah, I'll take the fight, get a couple of dollars. I have no problem with that. But I'm tired of seeing him on the outskirts of the action nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
It's time
I think it was. I'm sorry, not to cut you off. I think it was bad that he didn't leverage that fight to get the Spence fight, and he admitted that he didn't leverage the fight to get the Spence fight. That didn't make any sense to me. Yeah. He went on the last stand and said, "Well, it was dragging, so they came to me. I told them no because I wanted this, and then when they kept dragging, I just said go make the fight." And Brian said, well, you didn't think that you should just tell PBC and leverage that fight to get your fight?
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, well, if you're faking it and you don't really have a fight to go to, then you look crazy. And I'm like, but you knew you had to fight.
How about? How about? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but
that didn't make sense.
I know he says some outlandish stuff.
Yeah, I think the more he talked, the worse it sounds.
Yeah, he does. I totally agree. I totally agree.
But I just, me personally, I just think that fight that would have been one of the biggest fights in a long time.
What, the Spence Crawford?
Yeah.
Like I said before, that's the Leonard Hearns of this earth.
Yeah,
That's what that fight is right now.
I think that would have been a great fight, not just for them two. We would establish who's number one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The fans that would have fed the fans so well. And on the top of that, you put that rematch clause in there. Look at how much bread you ready to bring in.
Yeah.
You got to make that a 2-fight deal.
Yeah.
And if it go the right way, you make it a trilogy.
Yeah.
It needs to be.
That's a fact.
But I don't think it would have went to a trilogy. I think Spence would have got him twice.
Really?
I know. I think
in a row.
Got him twice.
Oh, whoa.
That's
so we all Spence fans over here.
I'm just saying, I think Spence would have got him twice.
That's the beauty, because like myself, right at the moment until shown otherwise, I'm still riding with Crawford on that, and I know a lot. I'm in disagreement with a lot of people on that one, but right now I'm leaning still towards Crawford. I don't like his business sense, but I do like what he's doing in the ring. But again, he's not fighting anybody. Again, he's becoming guilty of that too. He's fighting a lot of retreads.
I agree. I
just want to say this, and I know it's going to sound a little redundant, but Sean Porter was winning until his father threw the towel in.
I don't agree with that.
On the card.
I don't agree with that.
On the official card, Sean Porter was winning.
We can't talk about those.
I don't agree with that.
But I just saying.
I don't agree with that.
They say Sean Porter was winning.
Nah.
It was a competitive fight, but I don't agree with that.
Nah.
Yeah. There's levels.
Like I told y'all last time, I won money on that fight that night.
Hey y'all. One thing I got to break up the talk. I got to break up the chat. Miss Mona wanted to know about who was out there at the Nationals with our young fighters.
I'm trying to get him in now. I'm trying to get Coach Hunter on now. I just texted
I'm about to say we've been neglecting the chat. I'm sorry, chat. Apologize. Miss Mona, I apologize. We ain't been paying attention. We've been talking this boxing stuff. We get too carried away. But we do have our boys up at the Nationals right now. So shout out to Shake and Bake. Shout out to Superfly. We got Fun out there. We got Time Machine out there. We got all our guys out there ready to do their thing. So shout out to them. Oh, shout out to Brooklyn for winning last night out Westminster. I don't know if anybody else fought. But shout out to him. Hopefully we get Hunt in here, because Hunt been doing this thing with these amateurs, and they've been going crazy with it.
That's a blessing.
Yeah. So shout out to all the Upton that's away and trying to work towards winning, and shout out to Upton who won last night down in Westminster. So sorry. I'm so sorry. Up and coming amateurs. Yes. We love the up and coming amateurs. We love y'all. Where we at? We're gonna check the chat real quick. Where everybody at?
Funny right here. Is Shake named after the skate rink? No, Shake and Bake. Shake and Bake. That's so Calvin gave him name way movie Shake and he Bake.
Yeah, I believe Lion Locks. I do believe that Spence and Crawford can still happen. They still gonna shoot for it next year. We'll see what happens.
Is it going to be a day late and a dollar short when it does, though?
That was my question.
That's a good question.
Yeah, it is. But what that fight that's gonna happen is Spence and Keith Thurman. Talk about that.
Yeah, that fight. It's like I'm getting fed. Like I'm just getting fed it. I don't really want it, but I'm getting fed it anyway.
Yeah. Well, I'll eat it because it's nothing else in the house.
It's nothing else in the house to eat, so I'll eat it. And it's not that I think it's going to be a bad fight. I really think it's going to be an interesting fight. I think Spence wins. I've always thought Spence wins that fight. Especially the Thurman of today. That boy's fire is gone.
It's not.
But y'all want to hear something crazy? I started calling that guy one time when they were calling him. I started calling him sometimes when everybody was calling him one time years ago. You know,
I never liked this
but
style,
my problem is he was riding on this knockout power that he doesn't have, and he was trying. That was his selling point. And I just never thought of him as a big puncher. And I was there all the time when they was calling him one time. They should call him sometimes. And now I'm starting to hear call him that.
But like that fight, this thing like where we see Thurman at right now, like that fight, it don't got the same fire.
No.
And it gotta happen.
Right.
It's a good fight to stay busy. It's a name. Business sense for Spence. Go ahead, make the fight. I don't think Spence wants that fight. I think Spence was trying his damnedest not to fight him, not because he didn't want to, but because Thurman never gave Spence his chance. If y'all remember, he was asking Thurman.
That sounds nonsense to me though.
How?
Yo, the ref gonna be working hard. Spence Thurman fight. Imagine how many times you had to bend over and pick up that mouthpiece.
Go ahead, George. What you was gonna say though, George?
Spence is gonna wear that body out. He gonna be spitting that mouthpiece out all night long.
How many times that shit gonna land on the ring?
Yeah, man.
Well, it's public record. Thurman doesn't like it to the body.
Yeah, he a little tender there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so
he hasn't put his knee down though.
Barrios had him spit it out 3 times. Come on, man.
Yeah.
He still hasn't took a knee yet.
No.
Who?
No, he did in the Barrios fight.
He didn't take a knee.
He did in the Barrios fight.
Did he just get hurt? He didn't take a knee.
No, he didn't take no knee.
He did.
He didn't take no knee. He didn't take no knee. The only time he got a flash knockdown by Manny. That's it.
Yeah, he didn't take no knee in the Barrios fight.
I could have swore he did.
Nah.
He got dropped by Manny though. That was funny. But
flash knockdown though. You gotta admit.
Yeah, no, I was like, you like a hardcore Thurman fan.
Hell no, I'm just a realist. Like when it comes down to the Spence and Thurman fight, let's be real. Out of all the people that Spence has fought, and the people that have given complications, I would have to say would be probably Porter, right? And in this fight, you know, Porter gives a hard fight to everybody, but let's be honest, super athletic guy, tough guy, and his footwork is where it needs to be. Spence's footwork is not the greatest footwork. Let's be honest. He's a very fundamentally sound. He does not slip punches. He catches most of his punches. That's the type of defense he got. We all know with hard punchers, and you know, you guys are not saying that, you know, you guys are not sold by the one time I see, but out of all these guys that have fought Thurman, there's a lot of guys that are saying that that's the hardest guy that they've, you know, came across. Yeah. So that among the footwork, speed, I mean, can we see Keith Thurman give him complications in this fight? And if that, what does that say to like his next competitor?
Hold on one second. Jay Wonderful, support for the 5-piece McNugget. Maybe we are paying these fighters too much. They need to fight the best and earn the money. I think we ain't paying them enough. They risking their life.
Listen, I agree with pay them what they, you know, the money they need so they can take care of their families, take care of their lives, because boxers have so long not been taken care of, right?
Yeah.
But I want people to understand there's pros and cons to every single thing we do. So, therefore, when we start paying certain people money to take small fights, why do they feel the need to get up and take bigger fights? You just paid me $30 million to fight Joe Blow.
Yeah.
You just made life easier in a walk. So what about me needs to get up in the morning and do this and do that? What about me is hungry? The thing about our old generation fighters, why we loved them so much and why they fought, they had no fucking money. They was hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with the UFC right now.
At the top, they were saying one guy eat. And they say, yo, this nigga eat. I gotta go eat too. Like, the hunger is different. You're not. It's like us when we go to work. You pay me a lot of money to do a whole lot of nothing, and ask me to take on. Why? I'm not moving to that other position. You pay me a lot of money to sit on my ass. What you want me? I'm not doing that. So we create dynamics. I'm not saying people shouldn't get the money. I'm just saying maybe we need to deal the money out a little smarter. When you look at the zone, they just threw money. That's not
all
even
the
a
new
good
guys.
business plan. You're going to dry up soon. So you got to think about what we really saying. We want to just give money for bullshit? Or do we want to pay top dollar when it's top action?
That's Eddie Hearn, so.
Yeah, well, you know, that's people that's starting to do it.
I mean, that's everybody too. Before Eddie, I mean, Al came in the game trying to get the mega fights. Putting the money in people's pockets.
He's PVC.
I want to know how much Al spent on Broner.
Oh
man. I'm surprised Broner's still getting like a $12 million contract with Black Prime, they say. How many fights is for that?
Wow.
Better be like 6.
And what have people gotten in return?
Shoot. I hear you.
Change behavior.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, I want AB to get himself together as a person. You know, boxing, whatever you do with boxing, that's his business. But as a person, I wish the best for anybody who look like me. Yeah, let's go. But, nah, like, come on, man. You giving this man all this money. Business-wise, I don't think that was smart on BOK Prime, but maybe it'll turn out good for him.
Excuse me for 1 second, y'all. I can still hear you. I'll be right back.
So,
yeah.
I can't call it.
That goes upon what you said earlier. You know, we pay them too much, and you know, these guys they're not taking it as serious as they can. You know, some do, some don't.
It's a social media phase. You know, if I'm rocking money, I'm living a life. I'm on Instagram. I got all this money in my hand. I look like I made it already. So it deters my hunger.
Speaking on Broner, who would you like to see him fight?
That's a good. You know, everybody asked me. I told the chat, and I told the Rize podcast. I want to see a fun fight. I want to see him and Rolly.
Yo, it's so funny you said that. That's so funny.
That's what I want to see.
I think the gearing up to the fight is going to be better than the actual fight itself.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what I want to see.
I gotta ask, who was that? Rolly and who?
Broner.
And Broner. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that would be interesting. All right.
You know what I'm tuning in for? Rolly and Broner. The press conferences.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. Yeah,
it would be amazing.
That was crazy.
Amazing. Rolly gonna stumble on his words like crazy.
I just watching the clip. I just was watching the clip of Rolly the other day. What the hell did he say?
Oh, he can say some crazy stuff.
Nothing that you can understand.
That's true.
He said, "Tank threw a lucky punch. He closed his eyes and swung."
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, "Come on, man! Come on, man!"
Yeah.
Rolly a character, that's for sure.
Yeah. It took him an hour and a half to come to the post-fight press conference, and then when he got there, he was acting like he didn't just get knocked out.
He listen. He did not know who he was still.
That's my point. That's what you heard. What I said. It took him an hour and a half to get there.
That first loss is hard, y'all. you gotta understand. Before that fight, he was undefeated.
Yeah.
Fighters
Even though he really took a loss to that Ramirez cat.
Absolutely. But
you see what Frank Martin did to Ramirez after?
Yes, I did.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I say. But even though he took that loss, he did not mentally take that loss in the sense of like it showed in the record. So for him, he could push on that undefeated. He don't know what it's like to not have his hand raised. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So he got that feeling that night, and it was too much for the mental to overcome.
Yeah. Yeah,
It was
what?
too much for the mental to overcome. So
What?
it
Yeah,
happens. Though.
Coach Calvin said that when it comes to talking about Tank, he don't talk too much now.
Huh?
Have you noticed?
Yeah, well, he tried to keep it cool and keep it light, but he's been slipping up in a few interviews though.
That's Rolly, right?
Yeah. If he's slipping up in a few interviews. Hey, what up, Corey? When you come back to the gym?
Whenever my father take me back.
Oh, see. Don't worry, because I ain't going to be back for a while either. You stay.
Why?
You come back when I come back.
Why are you not going back?
Because I'll be at school. I'll be trying to get the schoolwork done.
Oh, you're in school? So then who be training the girls? They be training with the boys?
Oh, my goodness.
Damn,
No, don't worry about it.
this screen.
I'm not training with them boys again.
God bless her.
But yeah, I think those would be that'll be a good fight for Broner. It's all about where he's going to campaign. I'm guessing he's going to campaign at 140.
No, Broner. He said something about 54 or something like that.
I think yeah, like 44, 143 or something.
I just heard he was fighting at a catch weight of
144, 43, somewhere around it.
So my thing is, you must be trying to go down, because why not just fight at 47?
I mean, there's not a lot of work for Broner at 47.
He doesn't do well at 47.
He doesn't. Knows. He really doesn't. He really can keep up with that.
And there's names, I mean, like Rize. That's a good one, too, for him.
Oh, yeah. Rize is a good fight for him, for sure. But I think
I got Rize on it, though.
I think Regis and Teofimo might be next after Tio. If Tio get past this fight.
Martin in December 11th. Yeah, I heard that, but I heard that there was another name before Tio for Progress. But that name was on the table, though.
Who was that? You remember who it was?
I don't know. Ramirez?
Yeah. Ramirez's manager talks a lot about it, so we could see. Hopefully.
Yeah.
It's all good fights. You know, I'm not against any of them.
I see Josh Taylor. He's like kind of hiding, huh?
Yeah, he hasn't really been doing anything.
Yeah.
So I gotta see him come back. But
that 140 division gonna be spicy next year, huh?
I think so. I think it's gonna be nice. We still got a couple of things working. I think Richardson Hitchens and what's his name, Montana Love. You know, they might end up. Whoever wins out of them might end up getting AB.
You think Montana still got an opportunity for that?
Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
I said if AB hangs around long enough.
Yeah,
because right now he's unpredictable. We don't know how long we're going to see him.
Absolutely, I agree.
You heard what Tank said about Montana and his heart. You heard that.
I have. And these fighters, may they stick around as long as they can. That's all I can say. As long as they can. Be in the mix as long as you can, because being in the mix as a fighter, that thing can switch up on you real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
One minute you in the top 10, the next thing life is passing you by, and you ain't in it no more. So as long as you can be in the mix, be in the mix.
I hope Richardson.
I'm trying to figure out why I ain't hear nobody talk about getting this Haney versus Shakur.
Versus Shakur.
Cause we got more. We trying to get this Loma and Haney smoke out the way.
I need to see Shakur and Haney.
George, I want to ask you, what do you think about Haney and Loma?
Haney and Loma. What a good fight. I mean, the thing about with Haney is that size could be a big factor. Because, I mean, I'm from Massachusetts, and I went to that last Loma and Jermaine Ortiz fight, rooting for Jermaine Ortiz. Yeah, Loma still got some shit. Definitely still got some shit. You know what I'm saying? He could fight. I mean, he kind of small for 135, but he's still Loma, right? And then, like you said, Haney looked a little dry in his last weigh-in. So I'm really curious to see if he could even step in 134, 135 comfortably. So when it comes down to that fight, it's gonna be great because we've seen Haney with southpaws, but no great southpaws, right? Like, and we're talking about great.
Yeah.
And also, Haney's only fought guys, like good guys that were really true 130 pounders. You know what I'm saying? Not real true 35 pounders. So that's why I can't wait to see him fight like a Tank or a Shakur. And Shakur is not a real 135 pounder, but goddamn, those skills pay the bills.
Well, Shakur's big now. He's a big guy now.
Right.
Yeah, Shakur has he's filled out
He's filled
a
out.
lot. He's filled out a lot. The thing about the Haney, which I keep saying, me and Coach Kenny go back and forth about it. Thing about Haney and Loma, it's not that I don't think Haney can't beat him. It's just that I know that in order to give Loma problems, you have to impose your size on him and put that pressure where it's like, oh, you too big where he can't operate. If you show any timidness and won't impose, he's going to take over.
Yeah, that's good. That's a great point.
Once
he fights off his back foot most of the time.
Yeah. I was going to say, too, in the fact that Haney doesn't have a punch to make him respect him.
Exactly. So if you don't have nothing that say, oh, he's big, I got to watch this punch. Oh, I can't go in right now. He's just going to take over. And you give that type of confidence to a guy like that, it gets a little ugly because he starts doing a lot of stuff once he gets confident.
That's true.
Now, I'm with you on that. It's just like with the punch situation, considering he's such a big guy, like he surprised me with Kambosos because I feel like that was like a testament for me to know where he was at. And he passed the test. Like, I ain't gonna lie, like he kept him honest both fights, you know, and something that Tia wasn't able to do.
Well, neither one of those guys are big punchers.
Who?
Kambosos or
right. Haney.
Neither one of them are big punches.
Right. And styles make fights.
Styles make fights. And Kambosos, while I think the more keeping him honest was Kambosos was in a spot where he didn't want to get countered. So he was trying to avoid it, but he couldn't get away from it.
But you got to take risks.
No, I agree with you absolutely. What I'm saying is Loma, that problem won't be there. You got to catch Loma one. And while you're trying to catch him, he's still trying to hit you.
Yeah.
You know
honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Haney goes up to 140 and does not take the Loma smoke. And if y'all see that happen, please save this clip, please.
I got you.
Oh boy.
Hopefully. Well, fellas, I gotta go because it's football Sunday. I gotta see what my team gonna do today.
Who's your team, Coach Brandon?
Yeah, you wanna start shit before we get off?
I'm just asking who's your team.
I feel like you was trying to start shit.
What's their name?
I feel like you were trying to do.
What's their name? They got a name yet?
I'm about to go watch my team, and I wish you. Matter of fact, let me get a chat because
my team lost their name, man.
To everybody, I'm not dealing with you, okay?
I'm just Coach Brandon. What what they the Redskins, Commanders, Unknown, the Washington D.C. football team?
It was nice to meet you.
Yes,
George, it was nice to meet you.
As well, Coach B.
I hope I catch y'all again.
Oh, you will.
Make sure y'all join the channel, subscribe, get the likes up, do everything because I ain't see y'all getting them likes up. I know Senior not paying y'all no attention, so I know it's hard. But keep going, keep following me at She Loves Fighters on IG. And
She Loves Fighters?
Hey, you just plugging everything.
Excuse me?
You plugging all your stuff, ain't you? Free promotion. Go ahead, Coach Brandon.
Hey, go. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one, all right?
You do the same.
And I appreciate you, Coach Brandon. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah.
So, fellas.
So, like I said, do y'all rather see Devin fight Lomachenko or would y'all rather see him fight Shakur?
If I had my way, I would say Shakur.
What about you, George?
Of course, I would love to see Shakur, but I like to see both.
Which one you rather see first?
First, Lomachenko, because if you beat Lomachenko, you're gonna be way more popular.
I was just going to make a statement about what you just said. So, what is Lomachenko turning into right now? Is he quietly becoming a gatekeeper?
You can't call him a gatekeeper yet.
I mean, the way you said that, it sounded sort of gatekeeper-ish. That's why I asked.
Oh, nah, it's just because he got a whole country behind him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And everybody knows who Lomachenko is. Not
Yeah.
well, the not the casuals, but like the real boxing, hardcore boxing people.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's gonna if you sell the hardcores and then you can get the casuals later, you're talking about a mega fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think Loma. I think Loma got a backdoor plan to it.
Mm.
Talk your talk.
From Bob's aspect.
Okay.
Bob won Loma with them belts.
Yeah. Of course.
Or he wants it for Shakur. He might be playing chess. Bob might be playing chess.
I mean, you can look at it like, but you know, Loma always been his guy.
Yeah, but these guys been sparring each other. Constantly.
Loma is his guy. He always had his eye on Loma.
Mm-hmm.
But when you talk about when they talk about the Loma and Shakur sparring, I don't know what y'all hear, but I hear that, you know, Shakur used to get the best out of him. Did y'all hear about that?
Shakur hold his own.
Yeah. So I mean, matchmaking in boxing is big, and you do matchmaking when you watch sparring, and that's the magic. So they seeing something that we don't see.
Yeah.
You know, like Jermaine Ortiz, he sparred Lomachenko tons of times before they fought. So this is like the same thing. It's the same thing that's happening with Shakur, but Shakur might get the dub. Not might, but he will get the dub.
Mm. Sounds like you are kind of big on Shakur.
I'm very big on Shakur. I think he's very fundamentally sound, and he has something that a lot of these fighters don't got. Which is, you know, like, you know how Haney kind of knows what you're doing before you do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Shakur got that on with steroids.
Okay.
And he don't make as much mistakes as some of these other guys do.
Mm-hmm.
They all make mistakes. You know, it's boxing. We're all human. But he's very tight with his guard. His defenses, he don't get hit as much as anybody else. I think he's probably like is he the top dog of not getting hit in boxing right now?
Shakur?
Yeah.
But Shakur, distance. That's his big thing, distance.
But not getting hit is...
Yeah, I'm saying like distance and not getting hit. He's very good at keeping his distance where as though he can touch you and he just right there out your reach.
Right. Mm-hmm. And everybody says that. But what's cool about Shakur too that you don't see in Haney's game is that he actually puts his front foot forward and tries to, you know, he's like a crowd pleasing fighter as well. To be a crowd pleasing fighter,
I don't know if I can say crowd pleasing.
Just because he don't get the knockouts, I understand. I know he doesn't get, you know, not everyone's gonna be Tank and Tyson. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not asking for Tank and Tyson, but you know, it's just some things you do that puts you on that level. So, like, you know, when let's say football, for example.
Mm-hmm.
When certain fighters play, when certain players playing in certain spots, they know, yeah, we got to turn it on. We got to, you know, I mean, we at home,
right?
We got to show love. Shakur was at home, and like, I just, for me, if he got that knockout, that fight, that would have really made a statement. You back in North, you get Kaseki out of there. You already got the controversy with the not controversy, but he won the gold and you won the silver in the whistle toss. So why not knock him out at home and really make a statement like, yeah, you not that, I'm this.
Now going back on that, I interview a lot of fighters, you know, high level and mid level, and like I seen a lot of these guys. They told me that they sparred Casesiao, what was that his name, the Brazilian cat, and they say he's very tricky. Like he's a very awkward fighter. You know what I'm saying? So for Shakur to not get him out of there, and him being that awkward fighter, I mean, let's be honest, he effed him up.
Yeah, but I think, but you also got to understand, Consecutive will hit Shakur way more than he's used to getting hit. But
The levels are getting higher.
Shakur also had Consecutive hurt a good 3 times throughout that fight where he didn't capitalize. To where though, like, you know, when you used to see fighters smelling blood, they attack. He didn't do it.
But some people just know how to survive. Some people are really good at surviving.
Yeah, but he didn't even go in attack mode. That's my thing. Like he didn't even attempt.
Okay.
He let him recover all the way, you know what I mean, back, and then just beat on him some more.
So if you think that shit, if it were going back in the days and they went 14 rounds, you think he'd get him out of there? If he had the extra 2 rounds?
No.
You mean 15? He used to be
15.
No.
Okay. That's fair.
Because he could have did it. He could have did it.
Okay. Yeah, it looked like this guy was on his back foot the whole time, the Brazilian cat. Just my opinion on that factor. But yeah, guys, it was nice chatting it up with you guys, man. Much love, and thank you for letting me be on your podcast. It was a pleasure.
It was my pleasure as well.
All right, man.
You can close the show out. We ready to close it out. Close an argument.
Okay. Right now, what's the big show next? What's the next thing on the horizon? The next big thing.
Tomorrow we got Tank versus Hector Garcia press conference.
That's the press conference. Okay, so the fight is what next? Second?
The fight? No, this is the kickoff press conference, and then we got the fight January 7th.
Okay, right. That's right there, January 7th. Okay, definitely.
How you think the press conference is going to be? I mean, you already know Hector doesn't know too much English.
That's my thing. Like, that's my only thing. Like, you know, not nothing against Hector, but it's just the translation time. Like, you know what I mean? When you beefing and you gotta wait for
the interpretation.
How is that going to play in effect?
Yeah.
I felt like Tank had to deal with that a lot until he met Rolly.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I think, you know, Hector's no pushover. It's just that we know we have such high standards for Tank, and like 2-time Olympian, great performance with Chris Colbert taking him out of there. Shocker, basically everybody knew who he was then. I just see Tank being a little bit too much for him, like not a little bit too much for him. Like I say under 10, because this dude's a big guy. I heard he's like 5'9". He's a big guy. And he can punch with both hands. So I think, like, you know, Tank's going to have to be cautious before getting that knockout. But I don't think that dude got the chin insurance for Tank.
Larry Lopez, if Rolly was whooping Tank ass before the KO, Tank made up for it when he knocked his ass.
Nah, but I don't think Rolly was whooping him. I just feel like Tank was just setting that up.
Yeah.
And obviously Rolly throws some heat.
I don't even feed into Rolly. Rolly is the
I know. I agree.
And then we got that mega fight after, which everybody want to talk about. But we can't talk about it until Hector's done.
Man, listen, we get the Ryan gonna get his time. Ryan gonna get his time. We're gonna deal with Hector right now. Thank y'all for tuning in. Appreciate you. Another good show. See y'all tomorrow. I'll probably go live for the press conference. See y'all tomorrow. Tune in.
No problem.
Make sure you guys, much love. Happy Football Sunday.
Make sure y'all got all your notifications on.
No problem.
Absolutely.
What you say on the way out, Mr. Will?
Thanks again. That's all I can tell you. As always. I had a ball.
What you say, Mr. Will?
Enjoy the rest of your day. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yo, I was saying, I was just saying thanks again for the opportunity, and I appreciate you, and y'all have a great day and a safe one. That's my closing thing.
What you supposed to say, Mr. Will, on the way out? If you keep it what?
Oh, if you keep your hair greasy, the comb easy. That's it, y'all. Have a good one.